Welcome back to Swish Happens. I'm Aiden.
I'm Dylan.
Yeah, we had to join you on the Zoom this time, but hey, we're here and that's all that matters.
Listen, we were hit with a bunch of snow. Campus was shut down for a couple days. We're just piecing it together.
Yep, yep.
But we're here. Yeah. So I mean, in terms of news, I mean, I say we jump right into it. Not a ton of massive stuff,
No.
than some of the night to night stuff. But I mean, it seems like the Bucks are finally taking calls about Giannis.
Yeah, I just saw this bomb drop on ESPN on Instagram today, about maybe an hour, 2 hours ago. Um, the report says Giannis Antetokounmpo is ready for a new home at the February 5th NBA trade deadline or in the offseason, sources told Shams. And it says several rival teams are making aggressive offers to the Bucks for him, and the franchise is starting to listen.
I I still think that I think this happens in the offseason. I think that like yeah, he'd want to get out of there, sure, but I mean if I'm Milwaukee, I don't know, like what's the real rush? I mean, unless they really are trying to tank here, but I mean, listen, they've been bad already.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's got to be New York's in the mix. I think Miami's probably in the mix, maybe
yeah.
Atlanta. I mean, who are some of the other teams that you think are calling?
I mean, I think I think everybody is obviously, I'm not everybody's calling, but I think anybody is like giving him a chance. I mean, it's Giannis, so it's like we can try to tool something together to make an offer, but I don't think there's many teams out there that have a package worth trading, um, on both ends. Like, I don't think a team would either be giving up too much or not giving up enough. I don't see any team having the perfect package, so it's really going to have to take one team buying in too much or the Bucks just taking what they can get. So I do agree with you. I think it'll wait till the offseason. And we've touched on Giannis a lot already, in like the past two pods. Because he's obviously the biggest name up in the air, and now it's official that he is in the air.
Yeah, I think someone I saw that was interesting that like kind of bringing it back a little bit to a higher scale is that I feel like this year there's been so many names that have been thrown out for trades, like bigger names, but then like the last couple of years there's been like 26 or 27 in season trades, and this year there's only been one in the Trae Young trade, which I mean Trae Young's a big name, but even that I feel like the package was a little bit underwhelming. So I just thought it was
Yeah.
interesting that this year there's so many names that we've talked about over the last couple months here.
Mhm.
Trey got traded, but Giannis and Cat and John Morant, LaMelo Ball. There's been all these big names thrown out, but not a ton of movement. I mean, I know we have some time to the deadline, but I mean, I think it's interesting that it's been a little quieter this year than we expected.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with all the rumors like being so at least like out there. Maybe not like huge, but like the Kaminga thing, and they've been going on for a while. Like this Kaminga thing has been going on for a couple seasons now, where the Warriors
Yeah.
don't really know where he's at, and nobody really knows where he's at. John Morant, this has been going on for a little bit with all the out of like off the court stuff.
Yeah. Memphis
Especially
overall,
yeah, just overall. And then Trey Young, obviously. Yeah, I am surprised that there hasn't been really a lot, but like there is still time until the deadline, so
Yeah.
maybe bombs do drop.
And I mean, I also feel like too, just talking through it, that that Luka trade last year, I mean, that never happens. So I mean, I feel maybe coming off the heels of that, maybe we're all just kind of excited for something like that to happen again, where that's not the norm. So
Yeah,
maybe that's part of it too. But yeah, there's time. There's
yeah,
time. Real quick, I had like a random. I was looking through Instagram. I follow some really cool accounts, and this one had this Jusuf Nurkić deep dive with some unbelievable stats. So like
yeah,
totally switching gears real quick. I just want to throw some numbers at you. So he's on the
yeah.
Jazz. He's been absolutely unbelievable this year, which from the eye test, like Utah, even from the beginning of the year, has been really fun to watch. But just some numbers. So he is one of 16 guys averaging over 6 boards and 5 assists. He's second in defensive rebounding percentage, sixth in rebounding percentage, the league leader in screen assists. He has a couple triple doubles. Like Jusuf Nurkić has been weirdly like Walmart Jokic on League Pass. Like I don't know if you watching the Utah Jazz, but I just wanted to show some love to Nurkic after I thought he was awful on the Suns. I think this
Yeah.
has just been a really interesting little just fun highlight tape he's put together this year on Utah.
I have seen the triple doubles. I actually just saw a post said if you rode his past three triple doubles, if you put $100 on him, you'd be at $1 million, $1.5 million right now.
Incredible. And listen, I think he's back at it tonight. So
Yeah.
maybe some opportunity to make some money.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, but I mean, I don't have a ton of new stuff. I mean, we touched on Charlotte last week. Like they're still, top of the league in the last 15 games in net rating. I mean, they just beat the Sixers by 45. So I
Yeah.
mean, that's probably part of it. But yeah, I mean, Charlotte's been good. Yeah, I mean, not a ton. I mean, and speaking of the Sixers, Paul George finally had a good game. He had like
Yeah.
a 30
Him
piece a
and
couple
him
days
and
ago.
Embiid combined for 61.
That's interesting. That I mean, are you buying that this could be not the norm, but I mean, is this Sixers team going to be dangerous in that way come playoff time, do you think?
Um, no, I don't know. I guess you call me a hater, but at the same time, I really just don't believe in them as a playoff team. I don't think they'll win the meaningful games. I think they're a good regular season team. I mean, Maxey, I think he's a fantastic player. But I think once it comes playoff like end of game minutes, I don't think he has what it takes to guard a top guard defensively. And then you have older guys in Embiid and Paul George. I mean, they're great when they're great.
Relying on them would be tough. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I think for an end of game lineup, I mean, you have Maxey, who's been, probably, borderline first team All NBA guy.
Yeah,
I
he's been very good. He's actually surprised me. I was not this high
agree.
on Tyrese Maxey, but I mean, he's an all-star starter. Like you said, he's playing like a almost first team All-NBA player. He's really good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you have VJ next to him, who I mean, who has shown some perimeter defensive chops. I mean, I think that their issue is just like the wing spot. I mean, like they have Paul George, who knows what you're getting night to night. Defensively, he's definitely taking a step back because of the injuries. You have Oubre, you have Quentin Grimes, who's not really like they don't really have real wings. They have a bunch of guards, and then they have Embiid and Bona, and just
Yeah.
like they don't really. I don't think they have the wings to really compete, unfortunately.
I don't think they have the rosters like the Pistons or Knicks.
Yeah, I think it'd be a heavy lift for those guys. Yeah, but did you have anything else news-wise before we get to the All-Star Weekend stuff?
No.
Love it. Okay. All-Star Weekend. I know we talked All-Star the actual game, but I
Yeah.
mean, my favorite night is All-Star Saturday. Before we get to All-Star Saturday, actually, let's talk Rising Stars. So, real quick, here's the beauty of Zoom. I can actually share my screen here.
Here we go.
Okay, you can see my screen.
Yes, I can.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. So there was the like this new format for Rising Stars that's I think they had this last year too.
Yeah.
So there's like three drafted teams and then a G League team. After like before we get into the actual draft results, like yeah, what are your thoughts on the teams themselves? I can't figure out which team I think is the strongest right now.
I think if we're talking just overall skill and talent, I think Team Mellows I think he kind of clears. I mean,
Yeah.
he's Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, Cooper Flag, Reed Shepherd. Um, which I mean, you have the number one pick on top of that with Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper, who were top picks last year,
Yeah.
or well, this year and last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think talent-wise, that team clears, in my opinion.
I agree.
But the shooting that T-Mac has
I like T-Mac's team.
could be very dangerous.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think off rip, I was like, oh my God, Melo's team is the best by far, and I think you're right. I think like on paper, in terms of the names, you have both the Spurs guards, you got a big and Klingon, you have obviously Cooper Flag, but then yeah, I mean, just looking more at T-Mac's team, I think like some of the underrated names that I think people are like kind of brushing over, like Kalel Ware, is very solid. Jalen Tyson
Yeah.
plays big minutes for the Cavs. Our guy AJ, so I think Vince's team is number three out of the drafted teams, and I think gut reaction. I'm going to say Team X team would be Team Melo's team because of the shooting. I think.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it just depends on who's on and who's really playing.
yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, you kind of look that Melo team does not have like the spacing and shooting like T-Mac.
Yes.
It could kind of get dangerous if nobody is hitting on that team,
Agree.
on Melo's team.
Yeah, I agree. What I'll say about Vince's team is I think that they will throw out some highlights. I
For
think that
sure.
having Buzelis, Igor's flashy. As a passer, you got VJ. Kaishan George is an athlete. Derek Queen. I think
Yeah.
that this could be a team that throws some upsets out. I don't think that on paper that they look as good as the other two, but I do think they're going to be underdogs. Real quick about the draft. I've been talking about Cedric Howard since the beginning of the season. Cedric
And he's
Howard, the
like,
16th pick, is
yeah. I was
absolute robbery.
I was very surprised to see that.
No love.
Yeah, none at all. The G League team, I think they could make a little push if they're because I think these guys are going to be playing. I mean, and
Yeah,
they're G League guys. They're trying to make a little name. I mean, we know Yang Hansen.
yeah,
Elijah Martin was in the Natty last year.
yeah.
Ron Harper Jr. Obviously.
And
Um,
Niederhauser's been getting real minutes for the Clippers. Like he actually plays sometimes.
yeah,
So he's an underrated name that I think will turn some heads. I'm with you. I'm rooting for the G League team.
yeah.
I think it's funny that, no shade to Austin Reeves or Austin Rivers, excuse me. But I just think it's funny that it goes Melo, Vince Carter, T-Mac, and then Austin
Just Austin
Rivers,
Reeves. I
bro.
know. I've actually just been seeing like I don't know why I've been seeing Austin Rivers' face a lot now. I just seen like a bunch of clips of him playing basketball somewhere and he's like talking shit and stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I think
um
he's definitely becoming like one of the more visible personalities, I feel like, in like basketball media for some reason. I don't think I
yeah.
love his takes, but it's happening.
No. Yeah. And then how like they got picked, it was rookies, sophomores, and then obviously the G League guys. Um, I think they got the lists like kind of perfect. I don't really have any complaints. I mean, Jalen, if there was anybody, it would be on the sophomores. Jalen Wells is probably the worst out of them all. I
Sure.
mean, he's a great player. He deserves it, but I don't really know. I mean, Zachary Rizichet or yeah, I think that's how you say it. But I
Yeah,
think he
yeah,
could have gone in there, but he hasn't been healthy this like whole
for
season.
sure.
So
I mean, it is interesting that because that was the first name I was looking for, and I was like, okay, it's pretty crazy that the number one pick in the draft last year isn't here, but the injury thing,
yeah.
I'll give him a pass there.
How
You
about
know?
this? I was actually interested because I thought of that. He obviously was in the Rising Stars game last year. There's only been two number one picks since the Rising Stars were the thing that didn't make the Rising Stars game in their rookie year at all, either rookie year or sophomore year. So obviously Ricochet's off the list. So there's only been two. Do you think you could guess who the two are?
Anthony
Number one,
Bennett
Anthony Bennett was the most
and
recent.
Kwame.
Yep,
Let's
Anthony Bennett,
go.
Bobby Brown.
2 for 2.
Two
Yeah,
for two. There we
I
go.
think that tracks.
Yeah,
I think that's
for
totally
sure, for sure.
deserved. You know. But yeah, I mean, I think draft wise, I think this went pretty much how I would expect. I mean, I have love for the Khalil Ware pick at 5, but I feel like um I was a little surprised by that, I will say. Like, I think he's fun, and I think he's the shot blocker, and he's athletic. He can shoot threes.
Mm.
But I did think that was a little steep at 5. I don't know. Like, would you have picked other guys over Khalil Ware? Do you think that was a good spot for him?
Um, I think I might have, but also I like it just for the height and like versatility wise on defense.
Fair.
And then he also picked up Alex Sarr, which I thought was kind of big.
Dude, those two together would be a problem in this thing, but in real life,
Yeah,
like that would be insane.
yeah. So
Um,
I don't hate the pick. It definitely is a little jump. He kind of I would see him saying I would see it being like an early jump, but I feel like you'd rather have him than let somebody else get him with their team with the teams that they have.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I'm excited for this though. I think that this is a good opportunity for, like I know last year's draft class was a little bit weaker, but I think this will be a cool opportunity for guys that maybe like regular or like more casual NBA fans don't know, to kind of get a little bit of that spotlight. Like I love Jalen Tyson. Like Cam Spencer's been fun to watch. So there are just guys that I think deserve a little bit more love than they've been getting. So I think it'll be fun to kind of see that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
And
Can make
then
sure of that.
we've got the other stuff for Saturday, the dunk contest and the three-point contest. So obviously the dunk contest has been just going downhill. I mean, we used to see stars in dunk contest. It used to be honestly maybe the thing in the All-Star, most entertaining thing in the All-Star weekend, and nobody wants to do it anymore.
Even Mac McClung, who won it 2 years in a row is not coming back to do it.
Yeah,
And he's not even a star. He's just a
yeah.
dunker and a G League guy, bro.
So instead of guessing who are gonna be the ones that actually say yes, we're gonna put together guys we wish to see in the dunk contest.
I like
Um,
that.
so I've got guys that have never been in it. They say no. I actually have 8 names. Obviously, only 4 go in,
Okay.
but I just couldn't leave some of these guys off the list.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Who do you got?
I think the first two have been the first two in everybody's minds since they got drafted and they got drafted together. John Morant and Zion.
Yep. I
I mean,
like
I
that.
think that would be amazing to see them. Obviously, especially when they were younger. I mean, like, but I still think it would be great to see them in the dunk contest.
Electric.
Yeah. And then Shaden Sharp.
Yep.
I mean, high flyer. I forget what his vert was, like 40. It's like the higher 40s, mid 40s.
Something stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. And then for the rest, I would love to see VJ Edgecombe. I'd love to see like them put a rookie, young guy in there. I think he would be entertaining.
I like that.
Um, and then a big star I would love to see is Ant. I would love to see Ant do it. Um,
Absolutely.
I mean, he'd probably be the highest end guy that I would see in the dunk contest, and I think would be super entertaining. But I mean, they used to like Jordan used to be in the dunk contest.
Yeah,
Obviously,
Jordan and Dominique, Vince Carter, Dwight. I think like those years with like Dwight were probably like the last big years
yeah,
of like the superstars, and then you went down to Levine and Gordon, who are stars but not superstars, and now it's gotten worse from there. So,
yeah. And then after that, I just have the Thompson twins. I mean, they are just uber athletic.
yep.
That would be cool to see as well. And that's the end of my list. I actually only had 7.
Yeah, all those guys would be fun, and I think I think it'd be realistic to see. I did a 4 guy prediction, and 2 of those guys were VJ and Shaden Sharp, and I think those two like are guys that I think if we're talking realistic, our best case scenario at this
Yeah.
point, which is a bummer. I mean, obviously you want to see the stars, but I mean, I think they should be looking for guys that have a little bit of notoriety. Like I think like to your point, I'm adding a rookie. My other 2 names, one is total recency bias. Jackson Hayes threw down at East Bay in game
I
like
saw
last
that. Yeah,
night.
I saw that.
So I threw him on there just because I
Yeah.
don't know, like it's in LA, like I don't know,
And they always throw a big man in there. They always throw a big man in there.
exactly, which people hate. Yo, actually, you know what? Quick story. So not even a story. So everyone goes for like the free throw line dunk. That's
Yeah.
like a big thing that people do. And the only person I've ever seen do the 3 point or the free throw line dunk in a dunk contest for real and actually be behind the line is Serge Ibaka did.
Surge.
His whole foot was behind the line and no
Yeah.
one cared because he's a 7 footer. It's like, all right, like I guess, but like everyone was stepping on the line and getting tens. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Surge.
And then my other guy was Anthony Black just because he had an absurd dunk. And
On the whole team.
dude, on the whole Grizzlies team
Yeah.
in Berlin. That was absurd, and I think he's like an up and coming name. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, like to your point, I wish we could see stars. I mean, everyone wanted Bron to do this for years and years and years, and I just don't really get it. I mean, like, it's if it's an embarrassment thing, I think that's stupid because it's a dunk contest. Who really cares? And
Yeah.
an injury thing. I mean, like you're going up and you're elevating for dunks every day of your entire life. Like I
Yeah.
just don't
I don't
understand.
understand it either. I mean, especially like I feel like the dunk contest is one of the most exciting things in the NBA. And like especially as a kid, like you watch that and be like why would you not want to do it? And it's probably the most like low stress thing you could do. Like you
Yeah.
just go out there and throw some cool dunks down, have fun. I mean, it's I don't know. I don't get it.
100%. Like iconic moments. I mean, like if you think about like Vince Carter, like with the it's over, and
Yeah.
Blake jumping over the car, and then Jordan versus Dominique, and Dr. J from the front, like there's so many iconic moments that have come out of this that yeah, I don't know. I think it's like it's soft for the stars to not come out, but. We'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping that there's just some good dunks, and I've always had an issue with the voting too. Like I think it's just so inconsistent. Like I don't know. I'm unpopular opinion. I think that when D Wade gave Aaron Gordon the nine, it was a nine, like, which is
Really?
unpopular. Yeah, I'll take heat for that. But
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we'll see. I'm just hoping for something entertaining. I actually like the skills challenge a bunch. I mean, it's tough to predict what they do for that now. It's
Yeah.
different every year. But yeah, I don't know. I think that like there's something and what the NBA used to be able to do with All-Star Weekend that no other sport could do. Like football's the Pro Bowl, no one cares at all. Couldn't care any less.
Yeah.
Baseball, the Derby's fun. That's probably the only comparable thing.
Yeah.
And no one cares about the other All-Star stuff. So the NBA had that kind of cornered, and now they've lost it. So I'm hoping they can get it back.
Yeah. Same.
3 point.
3-point contest.
Okay, so I had I was like my list was really small and then really big, so that I went with eight. I went kind of in the middle because I was at like a 4 person and then I was at like a 15 person list.
Yeah.
Okay, so my list of eight. So Hero won it last year. If he's healthy, I'm sure he'd be in it again. I think we see Con Knipple,
Yeah.
little rookie action. I think Dante DiVincenzo could be in there. He's like third in 3 points made this year. MPJ would be interesting because he's same. He's top five in 3 pointers made. Would love to see Curry and Clay, especially because they're not on the same team anymore.
Sure.
Comebacks, meet back up again
Yeah.
and do it. And then just like I feel like they always have like a pure sharpshooter. Just AJ Green. I had in there.
Yeah.
Just with that crazy above the head shot. Would
Yeah.
love to see him go. 3 point contest is fun. I think it's pretty low stress. I don't really care who wins. I just hope for good performances. I don't know anyone not that I didn't mention that you think or you'd want to see.
Well, I actually, when I was thinking about a 3-point contest, I was like, you know what? They should have an actual system of how the 3-point contest works.
Okay.
And I think it could be pretty simple. So I actually went to ChatGPT and looked at the NBA.com stats leaders, and I did 3-pointers made per game times their 3-point percentage.
Okay.
And here was the top 10. And I thought this would be a good, most of these names I had already on the top of my head before I thought of this. And this is it in order. Steph Curry,
Okay.
Sam Merrill, MPJ, Donovan Mitchell, Con Canupel, LaMelo, Ant, Jamal Murray, Tyrese Maxey, Luca.
That'd be. Oh, I have Max on here too. That would be a fun. That'd be a great group actually. Ton of
Yeah,
stars and then a mix of some lower key guys too.
for sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, I think like they've pretty much perfected the format of the 3 point contest. Like I think it's fine the way it is. You have
Yes.
your Moneyball rack, but everything else is pretty similar. And yeah, and then you just want to see stars just putting threes down.
Yep.
I think and having your lineup like that would be that would like that might get close to making up for a dunk contest being a little bit of like subpar if you have
Yeah.
like a bunch of top 10 players or top 15 players doing it. So
Yeah.
that'd be fun. I
Yeah.
like that. Would you want to see what they did 2 years ago with the Steph versus Sabrina but bring in? I mean, I know they're not going
And
to do it, but
Caitlin Clark.
I
Yeah,
want to see it
I think that'd
personally.
be cool. And I mean, that's great for the NBA and WNBA. I mean, they've been pushing this like for a long time. I think that would be good. I think it would get a lot of viewers.
Yeah.
And I think it would be interesting.
For sure. I mean, like if Kaylin and Sabrina could come out and get a dub, I mean, like that would transcend just basketball media. Like that it would
Yeah.
just be a fun thing to just talk about. Something that's like
Yeah.
pretty low stakes. I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be fun. I don't think they would do it this year. I think Caitlin's been hurt, and I
Yeah.
don't think they would. But I think in the future they should bring that back.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
All right, should we get to our main event?
Yeah, let's get to it. You can put it, you could talk about how we thought about this, or at least how you thought about this, and then we can
Yeah.
go from there.
Down, yeah. So we wanted to end and do a big segment with like a ranking or something like that. And we were talking about maybe guys in their prime or like a top 10 guys ever kind of thing. But I had an idea about doing an exercise where we take um like the concept of if you needed a guy for one game and you knew you were gonna get him at his best, in his peak of powers, what would the ranking be? I actually came up with this last week when we were talking about Kawhi. And we were talking about if Kawhi was healthy, he's one of the best players in the league. So that's kind of where this came from. So I just labeled mine peak rankings.
Yeah.
I have a list of 10, and then I have one, two, three, four. I have six honorable mentions. I really had to. This took me some time to cut down my 10 list and my honorable mentions list. So, how was your thought process coming into this?
My thought process, so I was actually having a tough time of differentiating like prime and peak performance, and I think I kind of just merged it all into one.
I like it.
Um, and I kind of had the top because this is and it's current players only.
Yes, yes, good
Current
call.
players
Current
only.
players only.
So I kind of had a tough time, but at the same time, it was pretty easy. I just thought of like the guys, like who are the guys that go out and perform, or who have those big performances, blah blah blah. So I think it's kind of close to like current players in their prime, but also not. So I
Agree.
I had kind of the same list of like 20, and then I cut it down to 15, and then like once I had those 15, I kind of tried to tweak like, oh, but like is he better than him though? Like imagine
Yeah,
him. I don't know. It was really tough to actually pinpoint their exact rankings. So I think I got it good, but like the more we talk about it, the more I look, I'm like, oh, but it's so tough just
it
for
is.
like
It
one
is.
game.
So how do you want to do this? Do you want to do our whole list? You want to go like well, one at a time? We each do our, or like we each do one spot at a time? How should we do
I
this?
don't know. I think the whole list would probably be easier. But or we could go by like threes or something or like top five.
No, I like that. Let's go in groups of three, and then we'll go three, three, four, and then we'll do honorable mentions.
All right, sounds good. Sounds
Okay.
good. All
Yeah,
right, who wants
you
to
want to go
start?
first?
All right, yeah, I could start the top three. So my
Okay.
top three,
I'm interested.
I was kind of fighting for the top three, but I had to put LeBron James at number one.
Yep.
I
Okay.
have to. I mean, he's the greatest all-around player of all time.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
Um, and then number two, I actually switched number two and three when I went back through and tweaked them. Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
I mean, Kawhi Leonard at his peak is a robotic demon on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely.
He is just a killer. I mean, you saw it the Raptors year. I feel like I said this in another podcast. That Raptors year, it was like he just kind of locked in and was like, I want to win a championship.
Yeah.
And he had a great supporting cast, but it wasn't like he had a number two, a number three. He had a great team, but it was him.
Yeah.
He fueled that. And then at three, I took Kevin Durant. I mean,
Okay.
his 7 foot unstoppable scorer. Um,
Yep.
I don't know. There's not many people I would take over him, and I'd name the only two I would.
You know what? You know what's funny? Okay, so I also have Bron and Kawhi. So in that order, I think to your point, Bron is, and for this exercise, even if we expanded this to every player ever, Bron would be my one. Both sides of the ball, he's giving you everything. Like his playmaking, he can guard every position. Bron's Bron. Kawhi too, same reasons. I mean, I think that Kawhi's performance versus LeBron in the finals, even when Kawhi was, just a young buck,
Yeah.
just I mean, proved to me that this dude at his best can play with anybody, including LeBron.
Yeah.
But I still give LeBron the edge. Okay, so three, I went Steph Curry. So I think just the way that he affects the geometry of the court when he is at his best, you have to be guarding him. I don't think it's crazy to say as he crosses half court. And even then, he's still getting shots up. We've seen him make the most absurd threes, getting through double, triple teams, on ball, off the dribble. I just think he's such a game breaker, and I think that he on his own could power an offense. I did some shuffling, but I would say Curry's my three. So
Curry was maybe the toughest guy I had on my list. I think he
yeah,
moved the most on my list.
yep,
It's like
yep.
when I think about him, it's like if you told Steph Curry the planet is going to get blown up if you don't win this game, I mean, he's unstoppable. Like he's won so many games. He's so dangerous. We have never seen anybody like Steph Curry.
Demands attention, demands it.
Yes. I mean, the gravity that he attracts, it's insane. So he probably fluctuated the most. I mean, I kind of hate where he is right now, but the
That's
two
fair.
guys I have above him, I think justify it. But
I think my next three and your next three are gonna be very different. I think. I'm
okay,
curious. So what do
okay.
you got?
All right. So at number four, actually almost forgot about this guy. When I had my first 10, he was not on my list.
Oh shit. Okay.
Nikola Jokic
Okay.
was my
Yep.
number four. Um, like I said, he wasn't on my list because he doesn't pop out like, oh my God, this guy
Yeah,
is amazing, like highlights, like he's scoring so much. But that's what makes him even better.
absolutely.
Because in his best game, he can give you a 50-point triple double and you won't even, it's like you won't see the highlights, but everybody on the court feels it.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm with you. I like that.
So he was my number four just because of the all around and like he affects winning. And then number five was Luka Doncic.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, one game, he's had multiple of those one game peak performances. I mean,
Yep.
he had a 60 point, he had 60, 21, and 10. He had a 73 pointer. He has multiple 40 and 10s, like pluses. I mean, I think if it's just a one game peak performance, I think Luka has the stats for it.
Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely.
at number six, I had Steph Curry. I hate to put him that low, but I don't know.
I get it.
I just think the all around that Luka, Jokic, then KD, Kawhi, and LeBron have, I had to give him the edge over Curry for that.
Yep.
That was my next three.
I like that. I like that. Okay, so funny enough, I also had Jokic at four though.
Okay.
I threw Jokic love. I just he's unbelievable. I'm such a Jokic guy. He's like one of my favorite players of all time. Like his ability to make other people better. I
Yeah.
think that that's what pushed it over for me. And then I mean, he's an underrated 3-point shooter when he's got to do it. He's a scorer. He can do it all. Okay, my number five. Um, I had Wemby actually.
Um,
So there's going to be crazy, and we haven't even seen this guy's peak of powers yet. But
I
I just think that defensively, he is an absolute game breaker. He dominates the paint. It's tough to find someone to be able to defend him. I know if you play him a little more physically, people have had success. But I just think he's so unique, and to get him at his peak of powers, and it might be crazy to put him over all these other legends. I just think that he's so unique and he's so good at what he does, and we've never seen anything like it before. I did put him at five. And then it hurt me to put him over Kevin Durant, who I have at six.
okay.
Who I mean, I could be pushed to move KD up, but like KD, best scorer I've ever seen. Defensive chops, underrated there too. Just I gave Wemby the edge. A because I think it's kind of fun, and then B, he's so unique. So.
You know what? You got me. I'm not gonna lie. You got everybody on that Wemby because he's not even on my list.
Yeah, yeah,
Not even on
I
my
get
list.
it. I get
The
it.
thing is, because we haven't seen his peak,
Yeah, I
so
agree.
it's hard.
I
But
agree.
you know what? I think you're totally right. I think by the end of his career, I think Wemby could be at number three or two. It just depends on what his peak really is because his peak could be above the screen.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I think you cooked with that one because, like you said, like
Thank
I
you.
could see him putting up like if he really tries on to do this one night, like say 3 years, 4 years from now, I think he could put up a 60, 15 whatever assist and like 5 to 7 blocks, like if he really wanted to. And that might
Yeah.
be one of the best big man games we've seen.
100%. I mean, I'm like, if you told me in 2 years he had a 30-point quad double, I'm like, all right, you're probably right. Like
Yeah.
he probably fucking did. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit cheating because we haven't seen this yet, but
No,
I
but
felt good.
this is the list though. I mean, at his peak, we don't know what his peak is, but if you could guess what his peak is, I think that's actually a fair place for him.
Love it. Thank you. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. Who do you got for your last four?
All right, I think this is where it gets the hardest.
I agree. I agree.
Um, because this guy was down. I think I had him. I didn't have him on my top 10 either until I was like, how did I miss this guy? But I honestly, now that I'm looking at it, it's like I don't want to have him at seven, but he has to be
Yep.
James Harden.
Okay. Yep.
Um, I mean, if we combined what he did in that 1 month into one game where he just really gives it all, it'd be insane. I mean, there's no explanation. We know what Harden does offensively. People had to guard him. People didn't even know how to guard him. They were guarding him on his back. I
Yeah.
mean, it's insane. Um, and then number eight, I think this guy moved up after I really thought about it. Um, Playoff Jimmy.
Okay. I like that.
Playoff Jimmy. If I needed a guy to say, hey, I want you to go all out. I want you to like go until you die on this floor for this game. Playoff Jimmy. I mean, that's what he did on the Heat. I mean, that finals year. I mean, he was dying on the floor.
Yep.
Um, in that finals, he averaged 26, 8, and almost 10, and two steals, a little above two steals. And
Yeah.
he was shooting over 50%. He had a 40, 11, and 13 in that finals. I mean, playoff Jimmy, we know what he did. And then number 9 and 10 are both big men. I have number 9, Anthony Davis.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then at number 10, I had Joel Embiid. I had Joel Embiid above AD actually because of the offensive prowess, like what Embiid does at his peak. But then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? No, I think we're forgetting about Anthony Davis offensively. I mean, he is one of the best, he could have been one of the best two-way players, big men of all time.
Yeah.
He was an offensive demon coming in and at the same time defensively. I mean, in 2017 and 2018, he averaged 28, 11, and 2.5 blocks and 1.5 steals.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He had multiple in his career, he had multiple 45 plus games and 15 plus rebound games. I'm sure he had
Yeah.
2 plus blocks on those same ones. I just didn't see it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's why I have him above Embiid. And we know Embiid had a 70 pointer offensively. We haven't really seen a big man that's as good offensively as him.
I think it's a good segue because I have Embiid at 7, actually.
Right.
So I had him high. So Embiid was someone that it's funny. He started at 10 for me. And then I just kept thinking about it, and I was like, Joel Embiid at his peak gives some of the stuff that Shaq gave in terms of just the dominance factor, so big. But then there's some ball handling and some footwork in there, and some 3-point shooting that I just had to kind of cut away the BS performances in the playoffs because that's not the exercise.
Yeah.
I kept having to bring myself back to when this guy is at his best. And I think Embiid, I almost put him higher, but then I felt like there was almost a clear cut between my top six and then this last.
I agree.
So I put Embiid at 7. I put Luca at 8, and Luca was a guy I had above. Luca to start, I had at 7. Um, the defensive stuff was just killing me.
Yeah,
I think my thought with him was that just like the offensive stuff is better than a lot of the guys on this list, but even at his best, the defensive stuff was still just in my brain holding it back a little bit for me.
yeah.
Well, but I can be argued either way. Okay, so I'm actually gonna live audible here. I'm actually gonna boot who I had at 9 off the list entirely.
Okay.
So at 9, I'm gonna move Harden up from 10 to 9 because
Okay.
because I think you sold me. I think Harden was just an unsolvable puzzle for a little bit.
Yeah.
No one could figure it out. Underrated playmaker. The defensive stuff when he's at his best is actually a little bit underrated too. So I think he's right behind Luca. I think that those two are kind of in similar spots. And at 10, I want to have some fun here. I'm gonna go Kyrie Irving at 10.
Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving.
I thought about Kyrie Irving actually.
It's
But he's
tough.
not on my list. I think
I get it.
I would have to be sold on Kyrie Irving.
I
Because
th I
there's
think it's
guys that do more than Kyrie Irving.
I think it's fair, and I think that maybe the guy that I'd booted off my list. Sorry if you hear a massive horn in the background. The guy booted off my list, who I'll get to after, probably would go over Kyrie, but I think just Kyrie is the greatest handler that we've ever seen. An absolutely elite 3-point shooter, especially off the dribble. And I'm just thinking, just offensively, it would be tough to put someone in front of him other than guys that are above him on this list that'll be able to stop him offensively. And I mean, you could use the Luka argument against him and he could be booted off. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm putting Kyrie at 10.
Okay.
I think it's
All right.
fun to have him there. He's
Yeah.
one of my favorites to watch ever. That's my guy at 10.
I would love to hear who you booted off, but I want to go I had a good point about your defense, like Luca defensively. Because I
Yep.
was looking at it, I think only four of my top 10 I had on there, and they were higher because of their two-way ability.
Yep.
And
Yep.
those guys were Kawhi at number 2, because I think Kawhi with a little bit less defense, I think he might be below KD for me.
Agree.
Or maybe even some other guys. Jimmy Butler is that high because of the two-way ability. Um, and then AD, he got above Embiid because of the defensive side. I think Embiid would easily be over him if I wasn't looking at it in the two-way. ability. But you have so Luca low. Um, I don't know. I just had Luca so high because if we're really looking at one game dominance, he's had so many games.
Yeah, I totally get it.
It was a one game peak performance.
100%. Yeah, I think it's totally valid. Totally valid.
But yeah, Kyrie's not on my list. I thought about him for a second, but I wasn't sold on him.
Yeah, and I think with Kyrie too is like I was kind of grouping him into the Curry and the Luca kind of like
Yeah,
framing a little bit. It's just
yeah,
like even though the defensive stuff might not be there, the offensive stuff is just so good that it overshadows some of that stuff. And I just kept thinking end of game, which is not totally what we're talking about, but I thought of end of game. Like I was taking Kyrie over any of the guys on my honorable mention.
yeah. No, I don't hate it.
Um,
I mean, there's really with these lists, like especially down here, there's you really can't do any wrong.
you can think about it so many different ways. Yeah, I'm interested to hear your honorable mentions because I have like one name that I'm pretty sure is not going to be on yours. I think the other ones though, I think we're going to have some similar stuff.
Yeah, so my 11 through 15, I actually have in order, I think. I don't know. I think because now that I think about it, I kind of want to put this 13 guy at number 11. But I'm going to leave it how it is. At 11, talking about one game peak performance, this is a guy that has the reputation and has these a couple one game performances. Donovan Mitchell
Okay.
at 11, and he's above some big names. Well, the other four are big names.
Okay.
Um, I just think he's a guy that can, at his best, will score at will. If there's nobody on the floor with him, he's kind of like an automatic 40 points.
Yes.
Um, so that's why I took him. And then number 12, I had Damian Lillard. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I
Okay.
mean, one game. I mean, we know about the Dame time, the clutch stuff, but I think point guard wise, out of this our era of point guards, like say we're putting in Curry, Kyrie, Russ, you could even throw Chris Paul, but like I think Damian Lillard is the best offensively if we're looking at it all around.
I like
Um,
that.
Finishing, shooting, playmaking. I think he had the most, not maybe not the best finishing, the best shooting, and the best playmaking out of them all, but I think if you put them all together, I think he might have been the most complete offensively.
Okay. I like that.
Number 13, this guy I didn't have him on my list. Um, because I think a lot of people have recency bias for this guy. This guy was top three in MVP voting, and I loved him for this year. Paul George,
Yeah. Hell yeah.
13. He's a two-way guy. I mean, like insanely two ways. He was a great defender, and his offensive game, like I don't know if people forgot about it. He was so smooth
Yeah.
at all three levels.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think people forget how dangerous he was, especially, I mean, obviously pre-injury athletically, but his best year, I think, was that Thunder year,
Yeah. Agree.
where he really put it all together offensively and defensively. And in 14, I had Russ.
Okay.
This guy, Russ, I mean, I love Russ. Like, he's my favorite player of all time. But he has the stats, but at the same time, I don't know if he affected winning as much as these other guys for
Yeah.
that one game. Obviously the triple doubles, he'll go out and grab you a triple double. He can grab you 30 points.
Agree.
And he had that 20-20-20. But I think he's just a little bit lower because the stats are crazy, but I don't think like if you look at the game as a whole are as dominant as these other guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
And in 15, I had to throw this in here because if I had this guy, this one game that he had, every game or just for this one game, I'd win the game. Like, no chance I don't. Clay Thompson.
Okay. That's the guy I didn't think you were gonna have. I have him too.
Okay.
I have him
Clay
too.
Thompson, I mean, 37 points in a quarter, on what, like three dribbles, was it?
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yeah. Easily.
if I
Easily.
have that game, just that game, it doesn't even need to be any more, any less. That game, I don't need anything else.
You know what? I again, I didn't think you were gonna have him. That's exactly what I was thinking too. Just automatic, like
Just swing the
like
ball to him and it's in, like money.
you're getting all the good you get from Curry, really. Like it's like obviously like at like a half step down, but yeah, I know I Clay there too, easily. No,
Yeah.
I like that, and we do have some differences. And the guy that I booted off from nine, you didn't even have
Okay.
was Giannis.
Oh my
So
God.
so
Oh my God. I thought, how did I leave Giannis out?
I had Giannis
Oh my God.
at my nine spot. Okay, so I'm like if you were like putting Giannis in your brain now, would you have him in your top 10 or would he be in your honorable mentions, do you think?
That is so tough. Because honestly, I might.
It's
I feel like
tough.
Giannis like is kind of in the same grouping, like same like how you were saying Kyrie fits in like the Luca Curry. Like I
Yeah.
think Giannis fits in my Jimmy AD
Yeah,
pitches, like the
absolutely.
two-way dominance. Oh wow. How did I feel like I had him in my head and I just didn't write
It's a
it
tough.
down.
There's so many guys, dude. There's so many guys, and I think looking at this, like I probably should have Giannis at 10, but I'm just gonna stand pat and keep
Yeah.
Kyrie.
Wow.
But Giannis, because so at the beginning of this list, I didn't have Luca or like for Luca and Harden, I wasn't sure, and I had Giannis and PG, because I think yeah, this two-way stuff. Honorable mentions. These aren't in any order either, really. I
Yeah.
had SGA as an honorable mention. Flamethrower score, but I just didn't. I think the 3-point shooting isn't elite enough.
Yeah.
Where I think the 3-point shooting and the defense isn't elite enough for to push him into this upper echelon with these guys. I had Westbrook, I had Clay, I had Jimmy. My first two cuts were Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Were my first two cuts.
I thought of Devin Booker for a second. But I just didn't think he could make it. But you know what? I
Yeah,
think Giannis for sure goes in my top 10.
yeah, that's fair.
I think he does. I just don't know who I push out. I'd have to
Yeah,
either push out. Well, if I had to do it right now and just not be able to adjust anybody else, it would probably be Jimmy 8. It would probably be Giannis 8, Jimmy 9, 80, 10.
that's fair.
But I think I want to adjust. I think I want to go. I think I do. If I had to adjust right now, I'd put Giannis 8, AD 9, Embiid 10, and Jimmy down to out of the top 10.
That's fair.
I think when I was thinking about it, I gave him a little bit too much of the playoff Jimmy. But I mean, I don't
Sure.
know. That is one game. I don't
It is
know.
one game, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's wrong regardless. Yeah, I'm looking at my list and Giannis should just be on here. I just know he should be on here. Like
I can't
he
believe
should be
I.
on here over Kyrie, like for
I
sure. But yeah,
wow.
fuck it. No, I'm keeping Kyrie. I'm
Yeah,
standing on it. I'm
keeping
keeping Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
which is
I had
great.
Kyrie. I had Kyrie off my list.
That's fair.
Had
That's
him
fair.
on.
I respect it. I
Who
get
did,
it.
and you had D Mitch off.
Yes. Yes.
And no Dame, right?
No Dame either. Yep. No Dame. Yeah, so we had pretty much all similarities for the most part. Like I just had Wemby in there, I had Kyrie, I had SGA in my honorable mentions. But everything else is pretty similar.
Yeah, for sure. And the thought processes were kind of the same. I kind of just looked at like skill wise, talent wise, like if they had their at their peak, but then I also looked at who were guys that had those crazy
Yes.
games.
Actually did it. Like actually performed and showed what we're looking for here.
Yeah. SGA for that reason, it wasn't on my list.
Yeah.
Like I think at his peak, I think he could like if he say he wasn't on the Thunder, or say there was a game where like Chet's out, J Dub's out, Wiggins is out, like all the guys are out, and he's just like, all right, go score however much. I think he could do it, but
Yeah.
I like these other guys' dominance better, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. This was fun. I like
Yeah,
doing this.
this was very fun for sure. Yeah, we're definitely gonna do more stuff now that like the season's kind of in the middle up until we get to like playoffs and some bigger stuff happen. I think obviously trade deadline will be pretty crazy,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
yeah, this is
maybe
pretty
next week we'll do maybe mid-season awards, and then we'll begin with the All-Star break. So then, definitely during that All-Star break week, either before or after, we'll have some room to, there will be a ton going on, so we can have some fun and do want to do some of this stuff again.
Yeah, for sure. Next week, midseason awards because trade deadline wouldn't have happened yet, and then the week after that, trade deadline will have happened, and I hope we'll have some some big stuff to talk about, and then the
Yeah,
week after that will be the All-Star happened. So
yeah, and then we'll be in playoff push, so there'll be, I'm sure, plenty of shit to talk about.
yeah, for sure.
Love it. All right, should we do a random hooper?
Let's do a random hooper.
Okay, so I have one that actually was a request from my boy. And
Okay.
it is journeyman Jared Jeffries. Is
Jared Jeffries.
a
Wow.
name I would never probably thought of in my entire life ever again.
Yeah,
So,
probably.
so I thought that fit the mold. So shout out my boy Ty for giving me the Jared Jeffries pull.
Shout out. I got one. He might not be that random of a guy, but in heart of these of the peak performance talk,
Okay.
Terrence Ross.
Okay.
I mean, he was
50
a guy.
pointer.
He had a 50 pointer. And he was. I love Terrence Ross on 2K and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
he'll go get you some buckets.
I mean, he won a dunk contest.
Yeah, and he'll go dunk on you.
There we go. See, listen, he fits right into this podcast. Yeah, I think that's a great pull, Terrence Ross. Love it. All right. Hopefully next week we're back in the studio, but if not, we'll be zooming either way.
We'll see. We'll be here. Yep. Either way. Well, thank you guys for watching.
Swish happens.